What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2004 movie Seed of Chucky. So this movie is set 6 years after the events of Child's Play 3 and Bride of Chucky. And in this movie, a young doll named Glenn, the son of Chucky and Tiffany, brings his parents back to life, and they're currently in Hollywood and everything because there's a movie about Chucky being made, and they end up going to Jennifer Tilly's house, and Jennifer Tilly's trying to get this part in a movie with Redman as the director, and Chucky and Tiffany decide they're going to try to transfer their souls into their bodies, and a lot of crazy chaos ensues. It ends up that Tiffany ends up killing Redman, even though she had tried to stop killing and stuff because of Glenn and everything. Chucky doesn't really want to give up killing and everything, and it ends up leading to this big argument between them and everything, and Glenn has this little subplot where he doesn't know if he's Glenn or Glenda and everything, because he apparently has two different souls in his body and everything. But anyway, Chucky and Tiffany end up impregnating Jennifer Tilly and everything before they transfer their souls in the body. That way Glenn would have a body too and everything. And so yeah, that's pretty much the story of this movie. This one is known as like the worst movie in the franchise. I don't know anybody who would say this is even one of the best in the franchise. I don't know anybody who even says this is really even a good movie. And I have a lot of weird feelings towards this movie. There's things about it that I like it some of the humor is funny and stuff, but the story is just not very well written and everything. It feels they just went a little too far out there with this movie and everything. I think there are some good things about it though. Like I said, that some of the humor and jokes land, especially like at the beginning when Chucky's pretty much roasting Glenn and everything, talking about how ugly his parents must be and stuff right before he finds out that they're his parents. I thought that was kind of a funny moment, and there's a few other parts, but there's a lot of really stupid stuff in this movie, like Tiffany flashing Chucky and stuff, and him masturbating and everything. It's like, why did we need to see that? I mean, them porking in the first movie was bad enough, but why in the world do we need to see Chucky doing that in this movie? Like as a kid, I thought it was hilarious, but as an adult, every time I watch it, it's kind of cringy and everything. And you got some other moments that I thought were really funny as a kid, and they're just not as funny nowadays. Like, it's mostly like the little jokes and stuff and everything. The cast in here are okay. Really, the best out of all of these cast members to me in this movie is Brad Dourif as Chucky. He's still perfect in the role of Chucky and everything, but really, aside from him, I'm not that big on anybody in here. Jennifer Tilly is fine when she's voicing Tiffany, but even Tiffany is a downgrade in this movie. Like, she is not near as good in this movie as she was in Bride of Chucky. But she's okay. I mean, I think Tiffany's okay, but she has her moments, like when she has to call the hotline because she wants to kill Redman. I thought that was a pretty good little character moment for her, although I thought it was kind of dumb and silly too. But she's fine. But when she's playing when Jennifer Tilly's playing herself, it was little funny jokes and stuff at first, but as the movie progressed and they just keep using it and everything, it kind of got old after a while. Redman plays himself, and I actually really didn't like Redman in this movie. I don't think he's a terrible actor. He's okay and everything. I just don't like him in this movie. Like he made himself look like a jerk in a way, but also at the same time his acting just was not super great in this one. Like I liked him in the movie How High and stuff like that, but I just didn't like him in this one very much. And I didn't think him and Jennifer Tilly really had very good chemistry and stuff. Then you got Hannah Sparrett as Joan, and I think she was okay. She Jennifer Tilly's assistant. She doesn't have a lot of screen time, but she got a pretty cool death scene, I guess. There's this little subplot with Jennifer Tilly's limo driver where he's wanting to tell her that he loves her and everything. It doesn't really go anywhere and everything, and when he gets killed and stuff, you're supposed to feel really bad for him and stuff, but it never went anywhere. Their relationship wasn't developed or anything, so you didn't really care about that. And he wasn't really a terrible character or a great one. You take him out of the movie, it wouldn't have changed anything. Then you got John Waters is this paparazzi dude, and he gets a pretty cool death. Glenn and Chucky sneak into his house and stuff, and he's developing pictures and stuff because he had been taking pictures of Chucky masturbating and everything, and he gets this acid poured on him and it melts his skin and everything. It's actually a pretty brutal death, and actually probably the best one in the entire movie. He was okay in the little bit he was in this movie, but this movie is just really far out there. It definitely is not one of my favorites in the franchise. It's had the least impact on this franchise too. All the sequels that have come out since this one have pretty much ignored it. And everything. Glenn and Glenda were really kind of annoying characters and everything. Billy Boyd did the voice of them, and he's fine, I guess, in the role, but I'm not really that crazy for Glenda or Glenda, whatever you want to call them. They're not terrible characters. I don't think they're quite as unlikable as some people say, but I don't really care too much for them either. And I will say that they did a good job with the design and making Glenn really ugly and stuff. But like I said, this movie had a lot of potential and everything. After how great Bride of Chucky was and everything, this is the only movie in the franchise that I think is really bad. And unfortunately, it was the last one to get to go to theaters out of the regular main franchise, if you don't count the reboot and everything. And it was the only one that I got to see in the theater and everything. And I really enjoyed it back then when I was 12 years old when it came out, and I absolutely loved it back then. And every time I watch it, it makes me cringe, and everything. I'm like, how in the world did I used to love this movie? Like it is really lame and everything. If I'm in the right mood, I can kind of enjoy it for what it is. It's a so bad it's good movie, but I have to be in the right mood to be able to enjoy it. And last time I watched it, I enjoyed it somewhat, but this time, like most times, I just didn't enjoy it. It's really cringy. It's not near as fun and everything. The humor doesn't land for the most part. Nothing like really offensive or anything. It just doesn't land and everything. I will say that the Britney Spears joke I'm mixed on it nowadays. As a kid, I used to think it was hilarious. Now, knowing everything that Brittany was going through at the time this movie came out, it makes it really kind of cringy and everything. But at the same time, when Chucky does that little one-liner when he runs her off the road and says, "Oops, I did it again," I can't help but laugh and everything. Part of it, I think, is just the way Brad Dourif delivers a line, and he does his Chucky cackle and everything. Every time he does a one-liner and he does that cackle, it cracks me up. But that's one of the jokes that just doesn't hold up very well. Everything after seeing everything that Brittany has been going through in recent years, I don't think it's near as funny as I used to. But yeah, so Seed of Chucky is okay. I wouldn't say it's complete garbage. There's other franchises that have worse movies than this one, but this is easily the big stain on an almost perfect franchise. Like I said, every other movie in this franchise I love and everything. This is the only one that I dislike and everything. So I say I'd give Seed of Chucky a 4 out of 10. It's not a very good movie. Really, Brad Dourif is really the only thing that saves this movie and makes it worthy of watching. If he wasn't in here as Chucky, I don't think I would enjoy it near as much. I wouldn't even be able to enjoy it for that. But yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of Seed of Chucky, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.